Hi, it's Meeks here, and today I'll be walking you through my process in making a stream layout for my friend Frisbee. You can find her on Twitch in my description, so be sure to check her out if you like JRPGs and games like those. So let's start. If this were me 5 years ago, I'd just open Photoshop and throw metaphorical darts on the blank canvas till something stuck. But as an adult now, with bills to pay, I need to cut corners to get things done. So at this part of my process, I try to keep an open mind when looking for inspiration. At first, I went through different styles of mobile game UI, which is something I'm pretty familiar with at work. But eventually, I decided to look into more specific pegs like Twitch layouts other designers were offering. Ultimately, what's important is that design is recognizable to your audience. Throughout the process, it's easy to get carried away with inspiration, but I constantly had to remind myself that I was designing a stream layout and not my mobile gacha magnum opus. By this point, you might be wondering what the heck am I doing in the corner, in which I am simply just vibing. And yes, this is very important to my process. After collecting some references, it was time to dip my toes into figuring out the layout. Thankfully, Brie gave me her current brand colors to help me get started, so I kept her Twitch banner at the corner of the canvas as I figured out what I'd want to do for the main background. I decided to start with this since it would show up in her starting screen, her break screen, and other possible designs, so I wanted to lay the groundwork right away. And her vibe was generally very cutesy, very mobile, and definitely lots of daytime sky elements. So at first I experimented with a sort of Looney Tunes background with concentric circles, but eventually experimented more towards gradients and flatter shapes to keep that cutesy vibe that was in her banner. Something like that. And this goes on for quite some time, so let's sit back and relax and watch past Meek's struggle with music. I thought about putting a moon in the sky, but then I really also struggled with the position of the moon and what face I would use. And after a while, I kind of forgot that we were doing a daytime sky and not just like a normal sky, especially since my branding is the nighttime sky. No one can take that because I'm trying to be original here. But you know what? I still try to make it work. Like, I try to incorporate the moon into the panel design. I did a preliminary panel design for the chat. And I try to make it yellow so it would kind of suggest a daytime sky even though there were stars and moons and I get it. It really wasn't working out thematically. This was like a ludonarrative dissonance that the writers say. So here I am, making it work. They tried to make the corners really, really thick, kind of like an iPhone, except prehistoric. And it was kind of cute. Felt like a chalkboard, except in a gacha game. And as you can see, I tried to position the moon somewhere there, and I realized that it is totally useless since I felt like it wasn't going to work out. So, after some experimentation, I decided to give up and then start a new panel design. And this goes on for quite some time as I try to figure out what kind of style I really want to go for the panels. So while past Meeks figures that out, we can just sit back and relax and watch the montage unfold. I want something round. Also, it can't just be me, but when I go font hunting, my mind just goes elsewhere and then I completely forget what to do. I end up going to things and sites that I don't really plan to. Don't forget to take breaks also. Eventually get tired and that blocks your productivity. For me, I just type 2 words and then I take a break and then I jam out and only go back to it when I just like hit my head. IDK, bro. An interesting problem that I encountered throughout this process is that I couldn't, for the life of me, select the Discord icon properly. Now, I tried looking for a Discord icon online, but the PNG was not transparent, and I really did try to select it, but the select tool of Affinity wasn't cooperating, and I was running out of patience a little bit. So, after a while, I just looked for an actual transparent PNG and went on my way. Now, it's important to understand that I am so slow in this process because I've used Photoshop and Illustrator all my life. And I want to take this time to talk about how we should be supporting smaller software developers so that Adobe can have friendly competition. Now, Affinity, I am not a sponsor, but if Affinity wants to sponsor me this early in the game, they're free to do so. But Affinity has been a wonderful replacement so far for my freelance work. I may be slow, but I get to do everything I need to do that I did in Photoshop, and it's actually a lot faster. So aside from the bugs, it's a very promising software that I enjoyed using. So given all of that, we're more or less done. Like after that, I just took a break and looked at my phone for another 30 minutes and called it a day. So I hope you guys have a good day today. Stay healthy, stay happy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Life is hard, but being a designer is harder. So, ganbare.